Hey everyone, this is Kevin Shriver from Downtown Pittsburgh Dogs. Thanks for watching. Hope you all are doing very well. I wanted to talk with you today about a simple checklist that I've taken. I'm going to read from a book here that I've read that I have in my library about how to choose a dog and, more importantly, to know if you are ready to have any type of dog join your household, as well as make sure your abilities for giving the dog what it needs are up to task. Most people get animals, and especially dogs, and bring them into their house and are unaware of some of the activities that need to happen. And so I want to make this video for individuals who are thinking about getting a dog or are in the process of determining if a dog is right for their home. And in so doing that, I want you to have some confidence in knowing what you need to do to either turn around a situation that you may have challenges with, or if you're thinking about getting a dog, that you might be able to start in the right direction with your dog. So the book I am taking this from, and I'm taking this checklist directly from this book, it's a great book called Caesar's Way by Cesar Millan. You guys have probably heard of him. Very outspoken TV personality as it relates to dog training and dog behavioral psychology. And this is taken directly from his book, so I am giving him all the credit for this checklist, but it's a great checklist and a great starting place for understanding if you have the capacity to add a dog in your world. Number one, am I committed to walking my dog for at least 1.5 hours every day? Very good one. Walking your dog on a leash is extremely essential to its energy management. There are 95% of dogs in the world that are alive outside of very specific breeds that may have challenges walking 1.5 hours a day, particularly bulldogs or dogs with distended faces. But most any dog that having health problems, every dog should be able to walk at least 1.5 hours every day. This is extremely essential for energy management. You don't have to do all of the walking. Obviously, if you have a walker or someone to help you with that, or a family member, that counts as the 1.5 hours every day. Number two, am I committed to learning how to become a calm, assertive pack leader with my dog? This is very important because a lot of people choose that it's easier to let the dog walk all over them as opposed to setting boundaries and working with the dog. It doesn't take very much to learn how to become a successful and calm, assertive leader. Most people just don't commit to that in advance. Number three, am I committed to setting clear rules, boundaries, and limitations in my household? Again, is it easier to let the dog run all over and do whatever it wants to do, as opposed to setting boundaries and letting the dog get away with whatever it wants? I want you to set clear boundaries with your dog and limitations. Again, if you need help with that, talk to a professional. Number four, am I committed to providing regular food and water for my dog? You'd be surprised the number of individuals who don't keep the water bowl filled for their dog or giving the right amount of water depending on the time of year and the climate situation outside. In addition to that, feeding the dog on a regular basis is very important for just not only what goes in comes out, but controlling and managing the bathrooming process. You need to know when you're putting things in your dog's, when things are going in your dog's body, because it's very easy to pick up on the rhythms and the cycles that happen with food consumption. Number five, am I committed to giving affection only at appropriate times and when my dog is calm, submissive? This is a very specific thing, but it's understanding how and when to be a calm, assertive leader using his language. This relates to a lot of people will hug and kiss the dog when it's fearful or aggressive, or whenever they feel like giving attention to the dog, right? The most famous example, or the most common example of this is we come home and we go, "Oh my gosh, I missed you. Where have you been? Great to see you." Oh, and you let the dog get all excited. Well, the dog may be that you're giving affection when the dog's in that state, and the dogs will repeat that. And they'll say, "Wow, geez, when somebody comes home, I jump. That's what I do." So they start doing that with anybody that comes along. So it's about being conscious of your dog's energy levels, giving affection appropriately as opposed to just whenever you feel like it. Again, depending on the personality of the dog, it's very important to give affection at the right time in the right ways. A lot of people mess this up, and this will cause some behavior challenges. Number 6, will I commit to taking my dog to the veterinarian on a regular basis, making sure he is spayed and neutered and has all his proper checkups and shots? Yeah, you've got to do this to take care of your dog, right? You add an organic living being into your household that is totally dependent on you. You are responsible for that. So you need to make sure you have the right type of funds available. You have an emergency fund available and set aside so that if something comes up, you can take it to the vet and the dog is taken care of because it is now under your care. Number 7, will I make sure that my dog is socialized and or trained properly so that he is never a danger to other animals or people? This is a good question. A lot of people will choose to just tell people, oh, the dog, stay out of my way, or watch out for my dog, as opposed to actually training it. It takes a lot of courage to train a dog. But getting a dog properly socialized from the beginning is very important for your own sanity and for the dog's sake as well. We all know people that have dogs that just do the avoidance, and that is not healthy long term. And a lot of people will actually change their life and their lifestyle for their dog, and that is just not healthy to do. I suggest, and I personally believe, that you should have a dog that fits your lifestyle. Don't get a dog because you think you want to change your life. For example, if you have a sedentary lifestyle and you are interested in becoming more active, I would warn you against getting a dog that is extremely active, because if that's not already part of your lifestyle, you may do it for short term, but if you don't have the habits built in, you are going to uproot your life and your current habits, and it may be a shock to your system. And what happens is a lot of people can't keep up with the dog. What I do suggest is find a dog that fits your lifestyle. If you are interested in changing your own personal lifestyle, do it yourself. Don't have a dog or some object that relies on you to do that for, an external object. Do it yourself, right? If you have a challenge and you need to work on your life, do it for yourself. Don't ask a dog to be the catalyst for that in your life. Number 8, am I willing to clean up after my dog whenever I walk him? Yeah, get poop bags, clean up your dog's poop. There's nothing more to say about that. Don't be that guy or that person who does not pick up poop. Please don't do that. Number 9, am I willing to educate myself on dog psychology in general, or any specific needs my dog's breed has in particular? This is a good one here. This goes along with the training and understanding your dog and educating yourself. Please make sure that you're just doing all the right stuff in terms of figuring out what your dog needs. Know your dog's breed, know the mix, know everything that's going on, because you are responsible for your dog. Finally, number 10, am I willing to put some money away in case I have to call in a professional for a behavior problem or rush to the vet for a medical emergency? This is very important. I just mentioned it earlier, having an emergency fund for vet bills. You should also have an emergency fund for training situations. If there's a situation you can't solve, as with anything in life, if you call in a professional, you will get a faster result than if you attempt to look it up on the internet, see what's going on, if you can download a YouTube video and watch something and try and change it. A lot of times there are people out there that have years of experience and can help you solve the challenge in an instant, right? You go to the doctor or go to urgent care for a question about your health, as opposed to looking online. Go to a professional, and you need to at least have the resources available to be able to call one of those professionals. Not saying you always have to use a professional. It's valuable to have the resource because you want to have the choice. I would challenge you that you want to have that choice. So if you answered yes to all of these questions, you are in the right spot for owning a dog or continuing to own a dog. If you have any questions about these and whether or not you are able to own a dog or willing to work on any of these things, leave a comment below or send me a message, and I'd be happy to talk with you about some of these things. This is Kevin Shriver from Downtown Pittsburgh Dogs. Thanks for watching.